Welcome everyone, this is going to be a tutorial on how to play Ghost Square Hammer, but leaving your guitar in standard tuning. So the song's actually played in D standard, so the guitar's tuned a whole step down. But sometimes you don't want to change the whole tuning of your guitar to play the song, or you're playing some other songs in a set list that's in standard tuning and you don't want to change. So you're actually able to play this song in standard tuning, so I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Alright, so the first riff of the song, it's the main riff of the song, so with that one, you want to start on the 5th fret of the A string, and then you're going to do the 7th and 8th fret of the A string right after, and then jump down to the 6th fret of the E string, and then back up to the 7th and 8th fret of the A string, so... And then after that, you jump down to the 5th fret of the E string, so it'd go. And then to finish it off, you go back to the 7th and 8th fret of the A string, down to the 8th fret of the E string. And then to finish, you just do it one more time. So it goes like this, real slow. And then when you play it with actual speed of the song, it's... And that's it. Alright, so the next part of the song is the verse, which goes... Alright, so what you're doing there, it's just a bunch of power chords, palm muted. So you start on the A string, 5th fret power chord. Then you jump down to the 1st string power chord. Then the open A power chord. Up to the 3rd fret power chord. And then once it repeats, instead of going that first time, you just do 2 power chords. And then it goes back into... The next time around, you just do it regular. And then to end it, you do the riff that we just learned, that first riff. Again, so just power chords, 5th fret, 1st fret, open, 3rd fret. And then, again, on the second time around, and you just go on the 5th fret of the A string. Now, as far as how the rhythm goes, this is how I play. I don't know if it's 100% right, but I think it is good enough to play along with people or whatever. But I count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on this one, it's just a tad shorter, so it's... Alright, so next up is the chorus, and it goes like this. Alright, so with the chorus, this is the only time in the whole song where they would play like the open E power chord. But of course, in the recording, the guitar is tuned down a whole step, so you don't have that open E power chord to play in standard tuning. So how you get around it is you just play the top 2 notes of what that power chord would be, and how you do it in standard tuning is you just play the 5th fret on the E string and the A string. And you get away with it if you're playing with a CD or jamming with somebody. You can't really tell, so that's how you work around it, playing in standard tuning. All right, so let's break it down. The first part is, and again, you're doing the 5th fret on the E string and the A string, and then you jump up to the 6th fret power chord. Now the strumming pattern there is down, 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 up. So it's so that's how you do that. And then after that, it's this little fill. And that is the 6th fret on the E string, the 8th fret on the A string, 10th fret on the D string. And then you can do a little slide going into it. You don't have to, but so it's then after that you go all the way down to the 1st fret power chord on the E string, and it's the same strumming pattern, the down, 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 up, down. But this time you land on the 3rd fret power chord on the A string. Same strumming pattern again. So it's, but this little fill is, so that is the 3rd fret E string, hammer on to the 5th fret E string, and then you land on the 3rd fret of the A string. So it's, all right, and then it starts over. But this time you don't do the little fill, you just do. So it's, and then the second part's the exact same. Now the next time through you do the fill again. The next part's the exact same. Alright, so the last time it's a little different. That part's the same, but instead of going, when you go down to the 1st fret, you do this little. Alright, so what you're doing there is you're just palm muting. You're holding the 1st fret on the E string. Hit it twice. 3rd fret A string. Back to the 1st fret E string. Then you jump all the way up to the 5th fret of the D string. Back down to the E string with the 1st fret. And then you jump back to the D string on the 3rd fret. And then to finish it, you land on the 3rd fret of the A string. So real slow. And then to finish it off, you just do that hammer on 3rd fret to the 5th fret to the 3rd fret of the A string. So all together is. And that's it. So the second time the chorus plays in the song, there is one small adjustment. Whenever he goes, it'll go. So basically, it's the exact same thing as the. But after you finish it, you go back to the E string 5th fret, back to the 3rd string or 3rd fret A string, and then you slide up to the 5th fret. that's it. All right, so the chorus ends different. You know, the first time when you go back into just the second verse, you know, it goes. You just play that main riff that we already learned. But the second time you play it, when it goes into the solo, it goes like this. Ugh. Alright, so what you do there is just after you go to the 3rd fret of the E string. You hit it like 3 times like this. Then you go to the 5th fret and then the 6th fret. And then you go up to the A string on the 7th fret, and then you go to the 7th fret and the 8th fret, and then down to the 8th fret on the E string. And then you just do it again. So it's. You know, just when you do it the second time, you don't let it ring out. You just, it ends. So it's. All right, so then the rhythm for the guitar solo is just the verse. But this time, you notice you just don't do the, just skip that part. All right, so you just play that 3 times in a row. And then you go into that main riff. Then play it 3 more times. But on the second time through, you do that little lick that we just learned after the chorus, you know, the. All right, then the solo's over, and then it goes in, you know, into the. And then it plays the chorus again. All right, so the first part of the guitar solo goes. All right, so you want to start on the 5th fret on the D string and hammer onto the 7th fret. Then the 5th fret of the G string, and pluck the 7th fret. So it's. All right, then after that, you're going to jump down to the 5th fret of the A string, 7th fret of the D string, 9th fret of the G string. So it's. And then you're going to go back to the 5th fret of the A string, 7th fret of the D string, and then the 10th fret of the G string. So it's. Alright, then after that you go to the 7th fret of the D string, 10th fret of the G string, or the B string, and then the 7th fret of the G string. So all real slow. Alright, and then you're going to do a little slide, and do a little hammer on, pull off from the 5th to the 7th fret on the G string. And then you're going to land on the 7th fret of the D string. So it's. Alright, then after that, you're going to go back to the 7th fret of the G string. So it's. I do this little slide here. again. But after you hit that 7th fret on the D string, you're going to do like a little half bend on the 9th fret of the G string. So it's... Oh, sorry, hold on. So it's... Alright, so next then you go to the 7th fret to the 9th fret on that G string, but do another half bend. So it's... Then you go down to the 5th fret of the G string, and then the 7th fret of the A string. So it's... And then you just go up to the 8th fret and then the 10th fret. So... Alright, and then to end that little first part of the solo, you just do that same main riff of the song. But it's just an octave higher. So, you know, the same pattern as the... But just start on the 7th fret of the G string. Your fingering will be the exact same. Alright, so the second half of the solo goes like this. Alright, so the first part of that, you know, you're going to be barring the 5th fret on the D and the G string, and then sliding up to the 7th fret. And once you slide up, hit it again. And then you're going to bar the 8th fret for the E and the A string. Back to the 7th fret of the D and the G. So then back to the 8th fret, E and A. And then you're going to jump up to the 10th fret of the D and the G. And then hit it again, but this time take instead of barring it, you're going to do the 9th fret on the G string and the 10th fret on the D string. So again, it's... Alright, then after that, you're going to bar the 3rd fret of the A and the D string. And then you're going to go from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret to the 7th fret. So... Then back to the 8th fret of the E string and the A string. And then you're going to land on the 5th fret of the D and the G string. So... Alright, then you're going to play that first part again, though. But this time, you're going to slide all the way up to the 15th fret on the D string and the 14th fret on the G string and hit it 3 times. And then you're going to land on the 14th fret on the D string and the 12th fret on the G string. So... Alright, and to the end of the solo, you start on the 13th fret on the B string and hammer on to the 15th fret. And then hit it again once you hammer on, so. Then you're going to do a half bend on the 17th fret. And then back to the 15th fret. back to the 13th fret. So. And then you're going to hammer on and pull off the 13th to the 15th, back to the 13th. So. But you're going to land after on the 14th fret of the G string. So. And then to end it, you just hammer back on to the 15th fret from the 13th fret. And hit it again. So you do that like 4 times, so it's... And that's the solo. Alright, so after the solo, the song ends by going and doing the chorus one more time, which we've already learned. But the very last kind of end is, you know, whenever he's like, right here, right now, you're just going to go. Alright, so again, we're doing that fake kind of power chord. We're just playing the first 2 notes on it, on the 5th fret, E and the A string. And the same pattern from before, the down, 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 up, down. But then you're going to land on the 6th fret power chord. And do it again. And land on the 8th fret power chord on the E string. And that's it. So that's all the parts of the song. Just, you know, learn all the parts, listen to the song, so you can get all the timings down, the transitions down, and everything. But it's a really fun song. It's a fairly easy song to play. And again, it's lots of fun. All right, thanks for watching.